How do you deal with missing data in a scatter plot? Well, the easiest and simplest thing to do is to ignore it. Currently, we have these points that appear up here in the corner. This happens when there are not a number values for either flipper length or bill length. I'm going to make some modifications to hide these points. I'll start by forking this viz, and I'll call it scatterplot with missing data. And then the question becomes, where should we put this? Which of these modules should be responsible for filtering out the missing data? Should it be index.js, the sort of orchestrator, or should it be viz.js, which is the data visualization implementation? We could go either way on this, really. I've seen it done successfully both ways, but my preference is to keep the visualization logic itself simple and clean and have it be the responsibility of index.js, the outer level component, to filter out the missing data. So over in index.js, we've got data, and we're passing that straight into our viz function. Instead, what I'd like to do is pass a new thing called filtered data, which we can define as data.filter, and this is a method built into JavaScript arrays, a function that takes as input d, one row. And it occurs to me we're going to need to check the return value from both x value and y value to see if they're not a number. But those are defined inline right here. I think I'll pull out that definition so that these are defined as local variables like this. And then those can just be passed in by name here. In JavaScript, there's a function called isNaN, and we can use that to check if the returned value from x value of d is not a number. And we also want to do the same check for the y values. Let's take a second to think about what we really want. The filtered data should include all the rows that have both of these defined. And this function should return true if we want to include it and false if we don't. So therefore we can use OR here. If the x value function returns not a number, or the y value function returns not a number, then we don't want to include it. So that's why we need to negate this whole thing here. So now when this runs, we no longer have those points in the corner. Okay, it worked. That's how you can filter out missing data. You can also use a similar technique to filter the data in various ways, like, include only the most recent data points, or only include things that match a certain column value. Filtering is one of 3 powerful ways to reduce the size of data. These are called data reduction techniques: filtering, sampling, and aggregation. And filtering out missing data is just one use of filtering.